Good evening, everybody. I'm going to give you a few minutes to jump on. I'm like 2 minutes early tonight. It's Monday night, which means it's YouTube live with me, Deborah Hanlon. And if you didn't know that already, you do now. So just type in where you're tuning in from. And if this is your first time, let me know. Or if you're a regular, I probably already know that. And let me know who you're sharing this with. Who are you telling about Monday Night Lives? Because you should be sharing the page and all of the tomfoolery that we do together. Can't get my lip gloss open. I can't believe I didn't put lip gloss on before I started. Hello, Michael. Hello, Tyler. It's good to see. Oh, lots of people over there on Facebook. And I'm going to remind everyone on Facebook, please try to figure out YouTube. So many people are like, I can't do YouTube. I'm like, you can. If you've done Facebook, you can do YouTube. So go to YouTube and then look up Intuitive Medium Deborah Hanlon. I should pop up the same face, the same picture I put on all my stuff because it's like the one photo I like in like the last 15 years. So it's staying. You'll see that picture. Click subscribe. I don't send out garbage and stuff. You're not going to get like all sorts of bombardment by emails and things like that, but subscribe. I want to add subscribers because I have over 11,000 people on my Facebook page and I have like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I want to try to get you guys on YouTube. And I even said to Greg, maybe I shouldn't just not do it on Facebook, but I'm a sucker for you guys. And I know some of you guys are technology challenged because I can be technology challenged. So I am balancing it. But subscribe to my YouTube, Intuitive Medium Deborah Hanlon. So hello. Oh my God. Let's see everybody. Hello, Eileen and Renee and Sabrina and Grace and Mikhail, which every week I see your name and I'm always paranoid I'm saying it wrong, even though you keep telling me I'm not. Sandy, Carrie, Sabrina, you are sharing with all your followers on Instagram. Thank you. Please start sharing this. I have been extremely lackadaisical in the social media department as far as growing my numbers. And unfortunately, in this day and age, I need bigger numbers to be able to do different things on different platforms. So on Instagram, I think I have like 2,800. I just looked tonight, 28 something. But I have 11,000 followers on Facebook. So I'm trying to get you guys to join my Instagram and my YouTube. And I'm making that formal request of you and to share me. And I never ask that because I'm actually mortified to say, hey, tell people how great I am. Actually, no, that part I'm not mortified of. It's the whole like share me thing that I'm like, oh my God, maybe they don't want to share me. Maybe they think I suck. So maybe whatever. But obviously, if you're listening and watching and all that stuff, you like what I offer. Or there's literally nothing else to do on a Monday night at 8:30, particularly during quarantine, which is a valid possibility. I understand. So find me on my social media platforms. I love Instagram because Instagram to me is like, it's all good. Like you don't see, at least I don't see on any of my Instagram, I don't even know what we call it, feed. I don't even think we call it that. But I only post like quotes, one-liners of things. It's all positive. It's all, not the fake positive. I don't do fake positive. You guys know that. So find me on Instagram. Find me on YouTube. Well, you guys have already. Well done. Facebook people, go find me on Instagram, YouTube and Instagram. Hello, Martha. I see you. I see that you're in there. So I'm saying hello to my friend Martha. How are we doing? Sabrina and Patty, hello. Heather, I did have a great Mother's Day. Thank you. It was just a good day. I got those little things done. Do you know what I mean? Like pay this bill, do that, organize this drawer, that bull crap stuff. Mike, I did try to do Instagram live, but I forget what happened. Hold on. Let me try to do it with my other phone. I think it cuts me off. I think that's what it was. Oh, my son. Here's my son's picture. Now I can't see how to do that. How do I do a live? You want to tell me real quick? Oh, video. Duh. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oops, camera. I've tried this before and there was a reason why it didn't keep going. but now I forget what that reason is. Oh, because I look horrible with that angle. That's why I didn't do it. Let's see, let's put it way over there. Yeah, it's like looking up at my chins and stuff, but whatever, let's try it. Oh, press and hold. Do I have to hold it the whole time? Let's see. Oh, I do. That's why I didn't do it. What? That's like archaic. And there's an ugly green screen. Positive news of the week that I have to report, because I believe in positive news. My heels, that the skin was cracking because I have not had a pedicure in a very long time. And I am a pedicure person. I get them like maybe every 2 months or so. I found a cream that helps the cracking on my heels. I told my meditation group last night. It's called O'Keefe's. I think it was Healing Balm, or I don't know. Walgreens had it, and I'm plugging them because my heels no longer look like I'm 80. And I remember about 10 years ago, I saw a girlfriend's feet, the heels cracking, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened to your feet? And she was like, that happens as you get older. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Why would my skin start peeling on my feet and my heels? I don't have the answer as to why, but I have experienced it during quarantine. And it doesn't hurt. It's not that bad yet, but I caught it. So on the good news, positive vibe, my heels look nice. They're no longer peeling. Yeah. So there's some positive news on a Monday night during quarantine. I shaved my legs today. That is also, this is an overwhelmingly positive broadcast here tonight. I did that finally. So that's been accomplished. And I just want to warn all of you estheticians out there. The people who do nails, pedicures, anything in the realm of beauty whatsoever, you guys better be prepared. Like, I know you're struggling now because it's bullshit that we can't work and you can't work on people and your lifestyle has been severely affected. But let me tell you, you will be making a comeback. You will be working so much just on me alone, but be prepared, because I have made a decision in quarantine this past week that when I'm done with this, definitely the nails, the feet, I'm going for some laser hair removal on every place in my body other than my head, my eyebrows. I'm definitely getting the chin done, even though I did that many years ago. It's now finding its way back, but I'm getting laser hair removal everywhere, just because in case quarantine happens again, I don't want to worry about hair. I'm going to go for Botox and any other surgical enhancement that I fucking want. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to do that on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. So estheticians, be ready. Be ready for all of us, but be ready for me, because I'm doing it, if whatever it is, at any cost at this point, because I'm done with the quarantine feel. I am, but I'm not, because I just still wear yoga pants and whatever. But the positive news is my heels are no longer cracking, and I shaved my legs today. So this is, we're making some headway. You guys feel me? Did you guys relate? Are you relating to any of this? Do you understand? So let's see. Where are we? Don't forget to share these broadcasts. Share, please. Poughkeepsie's in the house. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, your name came up between Michelle and I just this week. You do that every time. It's good to see you here. Hello, Lee. Let's see. Cindy, look, Cindy, I have stayed true to you, and I have not colored my hair, but I wanted to do this like solidarity with all the women, the quarantine solidarity. I'm starting to get like Cruella de Vil, and I'm thinking I'm ditching my solidarity in exchange for a possible handoff in a parking lot with you, Cindy, of my color to apply, because it's time. The one thing I'm enjoying on quarantine is I am working on my hair, and because I'm not coloring it, it is actually growing and thick, and I'm taking biotin and all that sort of good stuff. So that's the third positive of tonight's little broadcast with you. Mark, hello. Good to see you here. Melissa, Eileen is here. Carolyn, yes, healthy heels, finally. Thank you, Lord. Didn't see that coming. Clearly, I'm not that psychic. Mike, get the O'Keeffe's. I'm telling you. It was amazing because I need like a cheese grater. I don't want to like gross anyone out. I think it's after dinner time and stuff. But I was like, ugh, oh my God, what happened to my feet? Let's see. Hello, Patricia. Let's see. Let me just look through everybody. Yeah, plastic surgeons are cautious. I want it all. I'm getting it all. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm even thinking, you know what? I had student loans. I'm going to forget my kids' college accounts and I'm going to start putting money in their money in an account for all sorts of enhancements, whatever I want. Lip injections, don't tell me not to. Don't tell me, oh, they're nice. I don't really care. I'm quarantined out. I just want a whole new look. Anyway, I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna change my hair color because I like my hair color. Well, not the gray. I'm not gonna change my hair color. But maybe I'm gonna get collagen in my lips. Maybe. I'm gonna get my neck done. I'm gonna jack up my face with Botox. Why? Because I will be celebrating that quarantine is over. Because I like it. There's an aspect of it I like. And then there's an aspect I really don't like. So we're in that space right now. Sarah, thank you for the gallery last Wednesday. We have used the time since to work on my core beliefs. Oh, good. And making so much progress already receiving positive changes. But Sarah, were you the one that was having a hard time downloading the audio file? I know somebody was. I think it was you, because I saw the emails go back and forth with Michelle, and I know she was trying to help somebody download. So if that was you, let me know if you were able to access it. As of right now, anything that requires a mask to be removed is not allowed when we open. What do you mean? Like if you have to take off a mask, what? Oh, like if you have to like pull chin hair? Yeah. So, well, the masks help with the chin hair issue, because nobody can see it. So that's good. That's positive number 4 on Monday night with Deborah Hanlon. I'm loving the long hair. It's feeling really long, and you know what? It feels really soft. I'm not gonna lie. My quarantine hair game is good. And it never looks it here because like the green screen behind me makes it look, see, like in that area there, it looks greasy, but it's really not. I caught my fingers. They don't look so good. So the purpose of Monday nights is just for me to chat and about whatever topics, questions that you have. It's a generalized, broad thing. It's not personal, intuitive questions, although occasionally I do that. I will announce that I have Introduction to Mediumship number 2 tomorrow. So if you have not joined in, this is like the perfect time to join in. I have 5 more classes every Tuesday night from 6:30 to 8:30. Anybody can join in on them. They operate separately. So if you didn't take 1, you can start at 2. It'll be more than fine. I design it so that they operate independently. So that's tomorrow night. And I love teaching. I prefer teaching. To me, that's more fun, more rewarding. I like to see the lights go on for other people. Like, oh my gosh, I've got this. I do have this ability to feel things that I didn't tune in or plug in or pay attention to before. And then Wednesday night, I have another virtual gallery that Sarah was mentioning. I had one last Wednesday. I have this one this Wednesday. I put a limit on it, and I have no idea how many seats we have left. None whatsoever. Usually, I like to check that before I come on, and I forgot to do that. So there is a limit to how many people can join in, and I don't know where we're at with that. But that's when I do bring messages through from the other side, which is pretty cool to do through Zoom. I think it's pretty amazing. Thank goodness for technology. I never thought I would say that. Let's see. Oh, happy anniversary, Robin. She's married 35 years today, in quarantine with husband. That's right. Larry has COVID-19, and she's not in Key West like she was supposed to be. Her husband is a correction officer locally, and obviously it's inevitable that these places, institutions, and nurses and it's going to ripple effect to everybody at some point. So I'm glad everyone is doing well as they can be right now, and happy anniversary. That is a big feat, though, to be married 35 years. That's insane, actually. That's pretty amazing. Okay, Alyssa has a question. Alyssa did you feel anxiety when you started opening up to your gifts? No. Did not feel anxiety, although that is common. I do hear a lot of people talk that they have anxiety. I remember thinking I was crazy. Like, I didn't want to be crazy. I didn't want to be like, I don't want to be somebody who like talks to dead people. I don't want that persona. I don't want that identity. Like, I don't want that. But yet I felt how much I loved to test the whole philosophy and the premise of, oh my gosh, consciousness exists after we die. So I loved that. And it just kept steamrolling. And fortunately, here I am today, almost 20 years later, 19 years later. So when you're feeling anxiety, this is perfect to join the introduction to mediumship, especially. You'll realize that your feelings are information. So if it's anxiety, there's a core belief creating that anxiety for you, or you're picking up on anxiety of others and it doesn't even belong to you. So it's hard to decipher, actually, which is which. Let's see. Plastic surgeons are amazing. Kyle wants lip injections too. Eileen's telling me to leave my face alone. Let's see. I gave in and bought color and colored my own hair. Looks great. And I learned I can now save a lot of money in the future. Patty, our resident hairdresser, Cindy, in here would tell you not to use boxes. My son bought me a box of hair dye for my birthday because his card said something to the effect of like, some things age well, like wine and cheese, but you with quarantine gray hair does not. So he bought me a box and I have not used it yet. I have not used it. It's like the emergency supply, but I do think I need a mix, Cindy. I think so. Sarah, and did you get the broadcast? I saw that you'd said it. You did finally get it. Okay, I just saw that. Good. Oh my goodness. Dory Fish. Where's Dory Fish? I'm sure he'll be down. I'm sure he will be down. He was just actually behind this screen, sprinting on the treadmill, and he came out wet, dripping wet. And I was like, well, I'm about to go on, so you might want to get out of here. All right, let's see. Yes. Sharon, I actually wrote a note about that to remind myself. Don't you worry. I'm going to get to it. Couple of topics, because Sharon mentioned the a topic for tonight. But before I mention that topic, I do want to talk about something actually very serious, in my opinion, very serious. The most serious thing, and I'm not kidding. I look like I'm kidding, but I'm not right now. That I foresee on a psyche level, not psychic, but psyche level, the mental, emotional level of all humans. I think the thing we need to be most upset and fearful about, which I don't even like to bring in the topic of fear, I do not believe it is. No, I shouldn't say that. I do believe it's our physical health, of course. But most people who will get this disease will be okay. And just because most people get it and will be okay does not mean that I think we should just go back to life, because I don't believe that. I do think collectively we are working together to save each other. And I think that's really beautiful, even at the expense of our well-being and our lifestyles that we were accustomed to prior, which I don't like. But on the financial level, I think it's very terrifying what could happen down the line. But to me, the most important and the scariest, and I want all of you to pay attention to this, because I'm certain you are seeing it and feeling it inside yourself. And I want you to, as soon as you pay attention and you experience this emotion, to catch yourself in the moment of experiencing it so that this doesn't snowball. But the fact that we have and are developing a fear of one another is scaring me on a truly evolutionary level for humanity. The thing that has made humans so good and what we thought was different from the rest of the animal kingdom, which is inaccurate, is the fact that we operate in a tribe and we can't live without the other. We can't live without conditioning and love and support and compassion. We are tribal by nature. We want to work together. This is instinctual. We need that sense of belonging and connection. And what's happening now is everyone's terrified to touch anything in the store, to get too close to anyone, either because they're afraid of getting it or they're afraid that the person is afraid of getting it from them, which is where I come from. I'm more aware of like that person might be afraid of me. So I try to avoid other people, not for my sake. I'm not afraid of getting this virus. I am not saying nothing bad will happen to me, but that is not where my fear lies at all. I feel like it's like chicken pox in the way of like, I kind of just want to get it, get over, like just have it so I can say, yeah, I had it, even though I think we did already have it, but I've talked about that before. And I know you can get it again if you've had it before. So don't anyone scream and yell at me going, what, you're so ignorant, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying that. What I am afraid of is the fact that we're afraid of each other. And the more time we spend in our small circles, the less tolerant we are becoming again already in 2 months' time of the behavior and actions of people outside of our predicted norm, our homes. This scares me because the moment life does open back up, and I personally think a slow roll back into normal life, which won't be the same, is smart, not for all the reasons why they talk about it, but for the reasons of our tolerance levels. You know, I hear everybody going, I hate people. And I laugh because I get it. I totally get it too. Like, I hate people. Like, I don't hate people. But all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Blah, blah, blah. Just like everyone else. And we're coming from these judgmental minds. But it's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's not necessary. We do not need to fear each other. We need more than ever before connection, and we need connection not just from our small circle, because our small circle is only bouncing back or reflecting back to us our small beliefs. And as soon as we become small in our beliefs, we are cutting off absolutely every single potential and possibility of connection on a larger level. It's counterintuitive to what has been happening. Like you say, we used to say like, oh my God, the internet connects the whole globe. And it was, and it is. But when you're living in such small rules, expectations, you get real used to it real fast. And for example, the other day, Chris and I went out and we had a conversation with someone. We were in the car and we had a conversation. And when we left where we were, maybe the conversation was 5 minutes with someone. And when we left, he said, Mom, something is seriously wrong with me. And I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And he said, that 5 minutes of conversation with someone else was so exhausting. And I'm like, oh my God, it really was. Like, we felt drained and exhausted because we hadn't had to be alive and animated and plugged in and attentive to a stranger like we were in that 5 minutes. And we haven't had to do that. And it's only 2 months. And it was very exhausting. So I want you to also pay attention to this dynamic that's happening to you, the lack of tolerance of other people for whatever reasons. Pay attention to it. We're incorrect. We're wrong. We're dead freaking wrong for being intolerant, no matter what it is. If the person's wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. If we're having this judgmental reaction or response to somebody, dial it back in, pay attention to it, and be like, ooh, wow, there's some stuff in me behind all of this. Because otherwise, as we open back up, we're not going to want to connect like we ever did before. And that's what scares me. We don't need to be scared of each other. We need each other more than ever. I think we miss each other more than ever. I know I miss just a simple like hug after a reading. I can't believe it. I'm not a hugger either. I don't consider my a huggy person. I don't hug, I don't like go hug my girlfriends when I see them for the first time. But I always hug everybody after every reading. And my kids and Greg. Like I hug my main people and I hug perfect strangers. There's like no in between for me. And I miss that. I miss that additional connection. So please pay attention. Please, please, please pay attention to that dynamic, because it is a dangerous one for our social emotional well-being. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Susan is saying, I'm in your mediumship class for the next 6 weeks. Excellent. Thank you, Susan. And I had my first meditation class with you last night. Last night was a wild one. It was wild. It was, I don't want to say it was a hard one, but it wasn't a typical one. Let me put it that way. So if that was your first one and you're sticking with it, kudos, because I think that was a harder one than what we usually go through. Let's see. So Sharon wanted me last night to talk about the concept of expectation. And I loved that because she was talking about her, and Sharon, you can clarify this and sum this up if you haven't already. And if you have, I didn't see it. So copy and paste your comment. But that expectation, the concept of expectation, and what do we do about it? And the expectation we have of ourselves and the expectations we have of other people. So that kind of slides nicely into, after not being afraid of each other, let's be mindful of our expectations of each other and of ourselves. And so, Sharon, I just want you to like clarify specifically if there was a specific like event, or a little bit wrap it up, even though I know we talked about it a little tiny bit last night. Yeah, let me see. I'm just trying to read. Yvette is, while you're writing, Sharon, Yvette is saying, I'm taking your upgrade to vibration course online. Thank you. Just what I needed during quarantine. Thank you. It is a good time to do it. I never really plug and talk about it. Hello, Songbird. How are you?
Good.
I also call him.
There's a fade on the screen.
There's a fade on the screen?
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Why is it? Because that little
that
stuff
right
there? Is that bothering everybody's eyes right here?
It's bothering Greg.
It's bothering Greg.
How do?
Yeah.
Which way?
I don't know. Try both ways. Nope. Guess that okay. Not that way. That's clearer. Okay.
Still like that. You see that?
Yeah, that's why that's why I want to not do it down here anymore with the green screen. But anyway, I digress. We digress. That I did a that's the chair small. I have that teachable online school called the Center for Being, Knowing, Doing. And I have 2 classes on there. One is called Upgrade Your Vibration. And it's all about basically increasing your vibrational field, understanding and noticing what lowers your vibration, meaning your mood, your energy, what lowers it and what brings it up. And then once we learn what brings it up and what lowers it, we can do more of one and less of the other, or pay attention more. So I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad it's helping you. And I want feedback on that. So by all means, please type in on the course the feedback of it. So that's available out there. I think Greg is posting the links to that too, which is deborahhanlon.teachable.com. And then there's that free meditation course, and it's like a meditation challenge. There's 10 different meditation styles, and there's one free one to try it, and then the rest are through the course. So thank you for bringing that up. So Jennifer's writing, I've been reading a lot on intuition and just completed a Reiki course. Any advice on how to tune in more? Practice. I call it commanding the energy, like where, as soon as I say command the energy gets flowing through my hands, or I become aware of the energy already flowing through my hands. And so you just practice on yourself and feeling that energy in between your hands. Just practice is my advice. Meditation and practice on people who want. Ooh. Hi, handsome.
I think that was the reason, because I was so to the right.
Yeah, you felt out of the way.
Oh no, I don't care. I don't know what this mic's on.
Yeah.
'Cause I kept grabbing it. Like,
It's making donk, donk. So practice. Okay. Ooh, that gum smells good. Lori D is writing, I would love to know your thoughts on transgender kids. Do you think it has something to do with being more intuitive and vibrating at a higher level or something along those lines? It's funny. I think I'd mentioned, not in a while, but I'm fascinated with the transgender complete, I don't want to call it a movement because that sounds dumb, but the consciousness of transgender children, I feel, is an evolutionary, I don't want to say vibrating at a higher level because that makes everyone else on a lower level. And I don't believe in hierarchy especially when it comes to energy. It's just a different vibration. So that's where I'm struggling. I wouldn't say higher, but when we cross over, there's no such thing as anything that separates us. So there's no such thing as gender on the other side. There's no such thing as race on the other side. There's no such thing as religion. There's no such thing as tall and short, fat and thin. There's nothing that divides us and makes us separate. That's what happens when we're human. We become these separate entities and we believe that, our small piece and our small view of the world is the world. And I do feel that transgendered children are more, I don't want to say in touch or in tune, but they're closer to a global consciousness of not needing to define themselves. There doesn't need to be a definition. And there's so much about this where people say it's your biology, and if you have this part, you're that. And obviously we're not. Obviously, our biology does not dictate our gender or identity, which is exciting to me. I think that's exciting. I think it's very exciting that our kids are totally raised in an environment where this is just how it is. Where 20, 30 years ago when I went to school, that would have been difficult. I mean, the few kids that came out as gay just 30 years ago, that was like a big deal. So I like to see the transition, that it's just becoming a thing. It's just a thing. It's not a thing, which is the thing. Does that make sense? And I love that the kids there, I mean, every school they've been to, there's they like, oh, so-and-so, I forget. I can't think. I don't want to say names on here, but like, it's just normal. It's like normal. And then I don't, by saying that, it's like, oh my God, of course it's normal. I like that the kids are seeing that as just another part of growing up and another facet and awareness that is possible on the planet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So are they more intuitive? I don't think it has anything to do with being more or less intuitive. I think it has to do with we're finally getting closer kind of to that Imagine song, like John Lennon was saying, imagine the world with no religions, no government. That's what the other side is like. And the transgender movement to me is moving forward into no longer having all these divisions and have to say and define what things are, who things are. It's a good question, though. I had said for a while there that if I could, I'd go back for a PhD in transgender studies because I'm just fascinated with the mindset. It's a consciousness. And I love anything to do with consciousness and how we behave according to our consciousness. So I find it fascinating. Maureen, if your question is anything about generalized stuff, yes. But if it's more specific to just you, I don't do that in this format. But if it's like something that we all can learn from, by all means, please ask the question. Tatiana is saying, could you please talk about soul transitioning process? What happens after a person passes and how long transitioning takes? Yeah, I wrote a lot about that in my book, which I also don't talk about anymore. Because I feel like, oh, been there, done that. I wrote a book, blah, blah, blah. Forgetting that like millions upon millions of people have not read the book or not even aware that I have a book. So there's many components, but I can tell you this one aspect is what we know as the life review is a cool aspect of transitioning. And it's when we actually get to see our life kind of in reverse. And we see our life not only from our own vantage point of what we experienced, but from the vantage point of whomever we had contact and connection with. So in other words, if, and I say this exact example in the book, if in fourth grade, we made fun of someone on the bus, during our life review, we will re-experience that moment of us making fun of somebody from us being the person who made fun of them. But we will also feel the emotions we caused in the person that we made fun of. And we feel the ripple effects from that. So if that person goes on to either bully other people or they go on to live a very insular life because they are afraid of being bullied, we take on those feelings so that we experience everything that we created in our life, including if that bullied child then 20 years later becomes a guru on motivational speaking because they were bullied. We also get to feel the benefits that our pain caused them. So it's a double-edged sword. And I find that to be fascinating. It's that ripple effect that goes on because we all are so one-sided. We're only thinking about and coming from our own vantage point, which is a fraction, a micro fraction of the bigger picture in life. And we all forget that. We all forget that. We think that we are the center of the world or we are a large part of the center of the world, and we're nothing. We're a fraction. And once we start realizing that our viewpoint is just small, it opens us up to curiosity to start seeing and asking and being curious about other people's experiences. Kind of like with this COVID thing. People are screaming, why is that person not wearing a mask? I remember that in the very beginning. Maybe they didn't have one. Maybe they dropped it in a puddle on the way into the store that you don't know about, which is why they went into the store without a mask. Maybe they're being completely indigent and they don't want to wear a mask. Maybe that is true. Maybe they're sociopaths and they want to affect everybody. That could also be true. Maybe they couldn't afford a mask. Maybe they just gave it to the elderly person so they could go shopping. You don't know. We don't know the full story. And when we start looking at the world of this, as soon as we hear this judgment and this criticism that we either think and, hopefully we don't, but express out our mouths, we got to stop and go, we don't know the story here. And let's not make a judgment until we know the full story. So that I find is interesting and most significant about the transition process. And how long does it take? No such thing as time. So I do not believe it could be measured in our concept of time. So a life review, if someone died at 100 years old, you would think it would take quite a long time to review 100 years of your life with every experience, but it's probably equivalent to a nanosecond to us on Earth. So the time transfer does not work. It doesn't, I was going to say it doesn't cross over, but it doesn't correlate. Their time and our time does not even match or correlate. Let's see. Holly is saying, wow, I was worried about technology's effect on our social nature, but now all this is definitely damaging and technology is the only thing keeping us connected now. Yeah, it's true. Although we don't want to, we get to stay connected, but again, we don't want to develop a fear of being in person. We don't want that to develop, and that is developing. We don't want to put that on our children. I don't want my kids to go into a store and be terrified they're going to get a virus. I don't want that. There are bigger things that we can, be afraid of, but I don't want that. So, and you're not, yeah. So far they're not, but we're all kind of weirded out. Isn't it a terrible experience when we go into the store and you see everyone with a mask? It's very,
Like a movie.
it is like a movie. It's creepy. It's disturbing. Quite frankly, it's disturbing. We were in Target the other day and, oh yeah, you were in the car. Oh yeah, he came in his pajamas. So he didn't want to go in his pajamas, which was a smart choice. There was a lot of people online in Target, but it was quiet. Like nobody was talking. and everyone had masks on. I made it a point to look around at everybody's eyes, and it was like, ugh. Everyone's like shell shocked. People are nervous. People want to hurry up. People are stressed. Be mindful of that and take it down a notch. It's just a store. It's just people. We are going to be okay. We are going to get past this point. When? Not for a long time now, but we will. We'll get there. Oh my goodness. Okay, Sharon? Okay, so Sharon, we're kind of talking about, I was waiting for Sharon's thing. Sharon wants to talk about the expectations of others in confinement, and it's a tricky thing because our expectations are our own assumptions based on what it is we've either learned or what it is we want. And we have to remember that our viewpoint is only a tiny piece of the whole picture. So we have to be mindful of our expectations as that and manage them accordingly, knowing that they're expectations. And it varies. It depends. Is that an expectation with your child, with your spouse, with a stranger? It varies. So there's different levels to everything that I'm talking about. But the mindfulness, I think the complete answer to all of this is the mindfulness of, okay, I am trying my best. We hope everyone else is trying their best. The problem is there is no one defined best. There's no definition. My doing my best would not equate to someone else's. Were we on the walk? You and I on the walk with the mask? No, Ben and I. It's not like I've had that many experiences out lately, but Ben and I were on a walk at Chadwick Park, which is in the town of Newburgh. And it's a loop around a big lake and wooded. It's a path. Hardly anyone was there at this time, which was amazing because it's been very busy. So we are out in the open. We are walking in the woods. We went off on different trails, and we had masks with us, but we didn't put them on our face because it was just he and I, and we're outside. And all of a sudden, we are now coming on the path, and there's an older couple walking ahead of us, same direction. And so I told Ben, make sure we go wide around them because people don't want anyone getting close. And I want to be aware for their sake, even though I'm not afraid of getting close to them for me, but I don't know what they're afraid of. I don't know what they're up against. So it would be awful of me to assume that they also don't care. So we made a wide turn around them, like make sure it's 6 feet. And the man turned to us and I, said hello. And the first thing was, he's going, "Where's your mask?" So now I'm tweaked a little bit because I'm like, the ego in me is like, why is he telling me what I need to do? Not in a, we're outside on a trail. It's just been Ben and I the whole time. We did a 6-point turn, 6 foot around turn, stayed far away, made eye contact, saying hello, totally thinking I was doing fine. I was doing my best. I had my mask with me in case it was busy and in case we were passing a lot of people. No one else on the trail had one. We were outdoors. And so there was that tweak of me where instantly I'm like, asshole, like, what the hell? Why is he criticizing me that I don't have a mask? And then I caught myself of like, okay, I don't know where he's coming from. I don't know if he just got over it. I don't know if he knows someone who passed from it. He was older, but he wasn't elderly, but he was maybe maybe 65, but he was walking. And so that's a perfect example. I was doing my best, but my best did not clearly match his best. His best was get your mask on wherever you are. So there's got to be some sort of awareness to, I'm not right, I'm not wrong, he's not right, he's not wrong. It's we're doing our best, we're doing what we think is the best at the time. So does that make sense? So we have to be aware of people might not behave the way you want them to be. In fact, they're not going to. What about all the gloves that we see in the parking lot of the food store? Why do we always talk about the food store every time we're on? But that pisses me off because COVID, not COVID. I don't understand people who just leave their trash somewhere. I mean, it just boggles my mind. Like, who are these people? Who are you that throws your cup out the window? I was walking on the road the other day. I saw bottles and stuff on the side of the road, and I'm thinking, it's not an accident. Like, people literally throw their shit out the window and totally think that's fine. So maybe there was kids fooling around, and maybe once a water bottle like went flying out the window and it was an accident. But most likely people are like literally chucking garbage out the window, leaving your gloves in the shopping cart at the grocery store. So that expectation, be aware of the expectation, know that other people aren't going to follow it, but that they're not following it, it doesn't mean they're a giant a-hole. It just means that you have a different matching expectation, and we don't know why. I don't know why. And that we have to go, okay, we don't know. We have to, I prefer to think the best of people than the worst, because if I'm thinking of the worst of everybody, I'm the one who's angry at the end of the day. I'm tight. I'm angry and, flustered 24/7. I don't like anyone. That doesn't help me. That makes my energy horrible. So I'd much rather say, okay, maybe the person wearing a mask gave it to someone else because that person needed it more than them. I like to think best, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but at least I'm not tweaked. So does that help, Sharon? What are your thoughts on this, you guys? Oh, they said new haircut, handsome, Christopher. Guess who did that haircut? Me. I did it. I know, I'm so proud of myself. I just did Ben and Jack's today too. I will say yours took the longest.
I had to be.
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half, right?
Probably.
At least.
We also ate. No, we didn't.
We did not stop.
You wouldn't let me see my phone, like how.
Ben was like, just buzz it, and I was like, woohoo, thanks. And then Jack was like, fade it, and then he was like, just buzz it. So that went easy. Let's see. I'm finding I'm more connected by phone, not texting, because by the time to really focus on the person I'm talking to, I'm not rushing to get through and on to the next thing. That's a true point, too, that I do love about quarantine. I'm not rushing, like ever. I love that part of it. I was always rushing from the office to home to get this one, to do that, to make dinner, to not make dinner, to order food. Oh, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm going to go to a gallery. Oh, I'm coming here. I do not miss all that extra bullshit of time wasted in the car constantly driving and practices. I know you miss practices and stuff, but I don't miss like the whole game schedule and be in New Jersey by 7 a.m. on a Sunday. I hate that. That is like, oh my God. It's too much. Yeah, you miss the games and stuff. And the social interaction and doing something other than being in your room.
And nothing.
You tend to keep yourself pretty busy though.
I actually got back into Xbox because I just want to waste time.
That was just this week though.
Well, yeah, but
yeah. We got a giant version of Connect 4, and that has been thrilling.
No one can beat me.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
I'm
oh my God.
Just like that.
I played Jack tonight.
You have to study the game.
Yeah, no. I don't have patience, and then I'm like, oh my God, how did I not see that?
Wow, Jack left, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was gonna come down, and I told him to, but we're gonna let you like start up, and when it gets like quiet, then we'll come down. So
to make it interesting, because I'm so boring.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, but he left. So.
It was good. My Jackie was here today. That felt good. Let's see. Maureen, yes, I do readings over the phone. We'll be opening a couple of appointments for the rest of May, the 20th and on soon. Michelle, I was going to say Eileen. Michelle will be opening up the calendar for the rest of May. She'll announce it to my mailing list. And then, of course, the June calendar will open at the end of May. I believe that's how she's going to do it. Carolyn said, what a handsome son.
Thank you.
He is such a handsome son. Let's see. Oh, Carolyn. Carolyn is saying, can you share about stubborn or difficult kids? My niece is way outside the box. Just curious if she needs more attention. Carolyn, tell me what her first name and her age is. And I'm not going to do a reading on her, but that changes the answer a little bit. I was going to say I love difficult kids, and I do love difficult kids. And I have a theory that kids who are, no, you're not at all difficult. But you weren't always this easy. You weren't always this easy. You weren't like difficult kid. Jack was a difficult kid. Like Jack. Jack won the whole thing as far as being difficult. He came out being difficult. And the thing is that with difficult children, I do believe that there's a certain degree that you kind of have to let them be that way. You're not going to train it out of them. It's who they are. I also believe that difficult children tend to be much easier later. So the earlier they are, the more difficult they are younger. I have a theory that, okay, get that out of the way before age 10. And then starting, well, everyone between 10 and like 13, they're so crabby. And then around 13, 14, they start coming out of that. And that's kind of been my experience with not only my kids, but when I'm doing readings, that tends to be the flow or the norm. But let me just see if she wrote Maeve 5. Yeah. So, first of all, the name Maeve, she's going to be difficult, meaning very headstrong. So embrace it, which I know sounds really annoying because if people told me like, embrace Jack never sat down to eat until he was about 14 years old. The kid would not sit to eat. From the time he was 6 months old, he had to stand up in his high chair. You couldn't get him to sit down. It would make me crazy. He was my firstborn, so I thought, oh, this is the way it is. And then came along Ben, who's complete opposite baby. And he sat and he followed along. And if I said, come on, Ben, don't venture off away from me, he would come back and he would stand by my stroller and all that. Not Jack. Jack was never listening. He was always running somewhere else. I can't tell you how many displays, ginormous displays, that kid knocked over in every store across the mall of the Northeast because he was constantly going. It was so aggravating and so annoying. And like, I was sweating all the time. I was frustrated. I wanted to like squeeze him, and I would get a face and he would say, you're making your mad face. And I'm like, because I'm mad, but I can't scream in the store. That was my life with Jack. So difficult, stubborn children, it's their personality, and you have to embrace it to a degree. And, there's a fine line there. I think all kids need accountability. All kids need, to know where the line is, but I don't believe you can discipline it out of them. And I think it needs to be embraced. I think they're really strong teenagers later on. So I would tell parents not to worry so much. My nephew, Ryan, and Jack together were a nightmare. No.
Did they like get lost?
Yeah, they did. They did. They got lost on the beach. That was horrifying.
I got lost on the beach.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
In South Carolina or something.
I get lost on the beach at 13.
Were you upset?
I was terrified. I was terrified. I felt like 2 miles away.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Like, I didn't have my phone.
And you feel like you're going to be abandoned forever. Right? Because your brain
I remember because we had a house. It was, I forgot, where were we?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. And we had this house that was like, we had a hotel because Aunt Carolyn. And then we had her friend, dad's thing. That was like, I would say a mile away from like the hotel that we were in. And I went to my dad's, house thing?
Villa thing, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I went to his for the first time I've ever been there. And we walked from the hotel to his like house thing. And me at 13, I was just like, I couldn't even remember anything. Right? So
I think it was longer than 13. I think you were like 11, maybe 10 or 11. Yeah. It's been a while, yeah.
Wow.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you didn't. But See, I just lost my
I'm
train of
sorry.
thought.
So it was about a mile away. You
Oh
went to
yeah.
your dad's.
We're about a mile away from the hotel, so we went to my dad's, and me and Dad walked to his house, and I went back alone, thinking I already knew the path because I was bored of being there. So and everyone was at the beach apparently, or getting ready for the going to the beach, and our hotel was on the beach, so it was like right there. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna meet up with them on the beach. And I walked from his house to I keep saying that to the hotel, and I took a wrong route. What I thought it was our hotel because there's all like
They
four
all look
different
the
kinds
same.
combined, and I didn't know which one was ours. So I just took one way, and I ended up farther than you could even imagine.
Oh, it's
It was
terrifying.
so far, and I just remember walking like there's like a little bridge because it was grass, and then it was to get on the bridge. It was you had to get across the bridge to get sand, and there was like a little lake thing.
Hmm.
So I had to. I went on the bridge. I just remember seeing people on the phone. I was like thinking, should I ask them to call the number? And me, I didn't even know your number, Dad's number. So I was gonna have him have somebody's number to dial, but I didn't know anyone's
Everyone's
number.
number.
So I was like screwed either way. So I was like,
Oh,
I
that's
just gotta find my
terrifying.
way, and I found it. So
Oh my God, it gives me this like nervous
I was
feeling.
so
That's the worst. I remember being lost as a kid,
I
like in
started to tear up.
ShopRite and be like, Mom!
That's the worst though.
It's the
When I
worst.
lose you, I'm terrified.
Oh my God. So upsetting. Oh God. And Carolyn, I was a difficult kid. Up until about 4 or 5, I was that like loud kid that was like, "Why are we going there, Mom? Why are you squeezing my arm so tight?" You know, that kid. And then I became all of a sudden really shy. Um, let's see. Hmm. When a woman, a mother dies, is she sad to leave her children behind? Ugh, the thought of that is the worst. Um, Once she's crossed over, no, because she understands, again, it's that part of that life review. She understands that as part of her own soul's evolution and her children's evolution, that was the time she had to pass. She had to go. So she understands the bigger picture there. So no, she's not sad. But of course, before that, I have zero fear of dying, not one bit of dying. But the only thing that has me reservations of being there is I don't want to leave them. I don't want them to feel like, oh my God, I'm an orphan. My mom died. So that's the only thing that makes me sad that they'll miss me. And Eileen will miss me. She told me that. So so I told Eileen I can't die because she's on. I can't die because of my children. I can't die because Eileen still here. So that's our little pact. I told her I wouldn't die. I wouldn't leave her. But once I cross over, I'll be like, Eileen, you're on your own. You're fine. Everything's good. You guys are good. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, Sandy, I love that. She was able to recognize 2 dream visits from her grandma that just passed. Pre-Deborah, I would have thought I was imagining. I'm so happy about that. I like pre-Deborah. I like that phrase, pre-Deborah. Hey, Facebook people, I totally forgot you're there. Sorry. Come to YouTube. I was telling everybody before, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's not that hard. Once you figure it out, you get it. So hello, Nick. Happy belated birthday. Nick and I share the same birthday day. Hello, Melissa and Kelly and Linda and Valerie. Hello. How are you? So come on over to YouTube so I can answer your questions. Kelly, do I think they'll be continuing virtual schooling, or do you think the idea will be shut down? I don't know. No, I don't think they're going to jump right from. I think you're talking about like once this is all over is how I kind of read that. I think in September they're going to kind of go back to school slowly, if at all. And if they do, I think they're going to do like a staggered day type of thing where not everybody's in the building at once and try to keep the numbers low. But after that, when Cuomo said, I think they're correct that investigating online schooling is not a bad idea. I really don't think it's a bad idea. Do I think it's a bad idea in lieu of regular schooling? Absolutely. Particularly for anyone under the age of 6th, 7th grade. I think everyone up until 6th, 7th grade absolutely needs the classroom dynamic, the break from their family life. Again, like I was saying before, if we stay small in our little homes and worlds, we're only seeing even less of viewpoints outside of our own, and that's dangerous. So I think school for little ones at home would be a nightmare just for the development of their little minds, let alone the fact that not all homes are warm and fuzzy, not all homes are stocked with food or have heat, not all homes are safe, not all homes have loving people. So school provides so much more than just schooling. And I don't even give a crap about like what schooling gives. I care about the social aspect, not even the academic. I mean, I feel like you're going to have those kids who are super, super driven to get academically high grades, and then you're going to have the norm, and then you're going to have the kids who need extra help. And I think that's how we have to start looking at schooling kids. But no, I don't think they're going to all of a sudden go to only virtual schooling. I do not see that. Not anytime soon.
We have a date because June 26th is when we actually get out. It could be it's different for every school, right? Or some schools. I know Newburgh gets out a little early, right? But we have June 26th is like for our living environment. It says all of our, like, we cannot do, if we didn't do any of our work now, it's all due on June 26th.
Ugh.
Yeah, but
think of all the kids we already have.
Well, yeah, but June 26th is our last day of
being able to
online
submit
school
anything.
And stuff. No, online school for like
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But think of all, I mean, I know the teachers had said some kids they haven't seen any work from. And that's upsetting, but that's a perfect example of clearly something is going on at home. Clearly someone's not checking up on them for whatever reasons. We don't need to judge because we don't know the full story. Some people have shit parents, and some people have parents that can't, and some people have parents that are working. And, you know, there's a gamut. There's no such thing as absolutes there. So we don't know the reason, and then a judgment won't help with the answer anyway. So I think the idea of virtual school and that's it, I do not see that happening anytime soon. However, for my son Ben, he loves virtual school. Jack loves virtual college, loves it. This one, not so much.
I mean, I don't mind it, but it's still like I want to go back and like
see your friends. Yeah.
I mean, I talked in school, but not as much like.
This year you were though.
No, yeah.
You were having a great year.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Just.
Yeah. I'm happy for the kids who are bullied and felt school wasn't safe. I'm so happy for those kids. Like those kids are going to be thriving right now. So, or have a bigger potential to be thriving, I should say. So it varies. It varies on the kid. Hopefully education, forget virtual and in person. Hopefully education changes by like, what do the kids need? What are the goals moving forward?
I would like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever you want to be when you're older, just focus.
Start earlier. Yeah. Yep. Or at least whatever your propensities are towards. Like if somebody's always good in math, that's how it is in Europe. By 8th grade, they have kind of sent you off for high school based on your skills and where you've been. I could see the downside to that too, though. Yeah. I find it strange when I walk by someone in the store, I smile at them and I think that they don't know if I'm smiling or not. Melissa, that's so true. I didn't even think of that. So we have to do the whole like eye blink head nod thing. Like, hello, how are you? Yeah. Someone said, hey, how you doing? And here we are in masks in Target. And I was like, oh, swell. I'm doing great. I literally said that behind my mask. And I love my mask. Donna Wallace made my mask for me. And he laughed. He's like, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. And I was like, you know what? Perfect stranger. No idea who he is. Connection behind a mask. It was beautiful. It was a great moment. Not too long after that, I'm walking down an aisle and I hear someone say, hey, Deb. Now, anyone who says, hey, Deb, I know they knew me before Deborah. Yeah, exactly. That's true. They know Deb. They know me personally. Most people will say, hi, Deborah, or are you Deborah? So when I heard Deb, I was like, oh, I probably know this person. And I look up and I see a woman. She's got a hat on and her mask. So all I can see is this. And because I wear glasses for distance, they fog up when I wear the mask. So I didn't have my glasses on. So I really couldn't see. So I was like, I'm sorry. I have no idea who you are. I can't see you, and I can't see you because all I could see was this. So she pulled down her mask and she said, "It's Melanie from high school." And I was like, "Oh my God, how are you?" So that was fun. That was a fun. Can't tell who anyone is. And then was it you that said how'd they know it was you behind your mask?
No.
You or Ben, one of you asked, like, how did they know it was you behind the mask? And then the other one said, what other 6 foot tall woman is in the store? I thought that was hilarious. Oh, yeah.
I said it, and Ben said.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see.
And the also thing about the mask is so annoying because when I try and the other day, where were we? Where I was carrying so much stuff and it fell down. Oh, we're at the wine store.
Oh, yeah, great. Keep that one down.
We're at the grocery store.
We're at the food store.
Food store. Now I'm starting to say grocery.
Yeah, I went to the wine store and I bought 6 bottles of different types of wine. Thank you to Nicole, who got me turned on to Apothic Red. So we bought that, and I was having him hold them because there's 6 of them. And then his mask fell, and he's like, "My mask is falling!" And then we're like panicking because not because we're worried about being exposed in the store, but because we're worried that people hate us because he's exposing his own self in the store. So
it was like stuck on my lips, and I'm
holding the bottle, and I'm trying to fix his mask. Yeah. Oh, good times, quarantine times. We're just crazy. We're having crazy times over here with our masks. Oh yeah, Chris is making vlogs and he likes to take videos of me at my ugliest with horrible posture and then share them with his friends that I talked about last week. Let's see. Janine is saying, I think I've asked this, but I'm asking again. Our loved ones know when we're dying, and will they be there when we go? Yes, they do know when we are going. They know our time and our date. And they can only intercept us not passing when it's not our time. So if it is our time to pass, it's not that our loved ones have let us down and allowed another family member to pass. It's just our time is our time, and nothing can intercept that whatsoever. So yes, they do know, and yes, they will be there when you go. Absolutely. Oh my God, Carolyn mentioned the word Caldors. Oh, that was supposed to be Lost in Caldors. Oh my God. I one time got lost in Caldors too. You've never heard of Caldors, right?
I was just going along.
Caldors was like, I guess it was like the target of our day, but it was a really depressing one. I thought Caldors was highly depressing. It was like a Kmart. It was like a Kmart. Okay. Yeah, and the Kmart near us was really depressing. No disrespect to Kmart, and anyone who likes Kmart or Caldors, there's no offense, right? Snow days can be avoided with online. Yeah, so if you guys were online, no such thing as a snow day.
It's hailing, so.
Yeah, hail day.
Nature hates me. Today we had a package delivered, or we didn't, but we were supposed to. And they were like, Chris, can you go outside? So I was like, all right. When I looked out there, it was perfectly fine. It was sunny. As soon as I stepped foot, it started hailing. And oh my God, it's so bad.
And then
it hurt.
Then you were in the front of the house, and the front of the house, you're like, guys, it's hailing. And we look out the back and we're like, no, it's not. And then you come out and you're like, it is, look. Yes, Maria, teachers miss their kids and kids miss their teachers. I agree. That's and you got great teachers. I have to say, I adore the Walk Hill district of these teachers. You especially have had like the greatest teachers, but actually none of you had a bad teacher or a teacher I didn't like.
Well, let's keep that quiet.
There was somebody I didn't like?
7th grade. Science.
I can't remember who that was. Don't say the name, but yeah, I can't remember. No, I don't think I liked them because they didn't like you or they weren't right.
Well, also,
Oh yeah, now I do remember who you're talking about. Well, I don't know. Our energies did not connect. Let's put it that way.
Anybody else had good teachers?
You had great. Lee says she hates this quarantine so bad. Marnie is saying me too. It's killing me. Big party. We got to have a big party. We're going to have a big celebration. big celebration somewhere, somehow, in person. Everyone's talking about Caldors. Caldors had everything. Yeah, it was like smaller Walmart, but Walmart depresses the hell out of me. It's terrible. Hot pretzels and Caldors. There was like a chocolate stand outside the Caldors and Vale's gate. Does anyone remember what I'm talking about? They had like I don't think it was a bakery. It was just like a chocolate stand or a candy stand or something. I do remember that. Figures that I remember the candy stand. Patty's a teaching assistant with special needs students. I mean, what are the families doing of special needs? It's a disaster. Last week, we talked about somebody having Zoom for preschool. Like, you've got to be kidding me. James, you were a Caldor manager for years, the best team of people you worked with. Interesting. I'm going to have to tell you a story about that later. Not here, though. It has to do with your dad, actually. But I won't tell it here. I can tell you later.
I would like to know.
Let's see. And Marnie had a friend who was a manager at Cal. How did this whole conversation go to Caldors? Are you guys bored yet of me? Are you bored? I'm always like, am I boring? What else do you have for me? Any questions, thoughts, topics, things going on in quarantine? Don't be afraid of each other. Weeks are going by fast.
This Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's next week is the last episode. There's
Really?
10. Yeah.
Wow, and it was 5 weeks then,
5
right?
weeks,
2
yeah.
a night? Or 2 every week? Wow. That I remember when that just started. I'm scared. Time is flying by.
That's a
Before
good
we know
thing,
it.
right now it is, at least.
It is, except what are we missing? You know, like what?
I miss going
slow
out
or
to
fast?
eat, honestly. I just miss seeing people.
Actually, that's a good question. What do you guys miss? What do you miss? I know what I don't miss. I don't miss the rushing. I don't miss the frenzy. I don't miss I was always backed up with appointments, and I was never on time because like I would start one and then I've been much more smarter with appointments and I have much more time in between. So I'm enjoying the fact that in between appointments I have a reset time. But what do I miss? I do miss hugging people.
I miss ... That's all I'm saying. You can fill it in. Person. School.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
I miss the comfort and that safe feeling that we didn't even know we had because we took it for granted. I miss that out in the world. I don't like this panic and people really being afraid. Like I keep saying, I'm not afraid of the virus or any of us getting the virus. So I'm not wired to be anxious about that aspect of this. And then I forget that people are. So then when I hear people like, I just pray we don't get it. I mean, not that I say I'm praying that I will get it, but
we're going to end up having it.
Everyone's going to wind up getting it at some point. I mean, at some point it's inevitable. Right. So I miss that safe feeling, but I don't really miss much else.
Everyone's watching movies. What movies are you guys watching? Shows?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently this new, I don't know what it's called, on Netflix. Everyone's watching it.
Tiger? The Tiger one?
I don't know.
Greg and I started watching.
It came out. But I don't watch it because I didn't even know we had Netflix till last week.
I know. Chris is like, we really need Netflix. I'm like, we've had Netflix. We actually have it.
So now I know how we have it.
And we have Hulu and Amazon Prime. I don't watch any of them. We tried watching the Tiger one, the Tiger King, I think it's called. And I was like, oh, Greg, let's watch the Tiger King because everyone on Facebook is talking about it. And he was like, all right, now he's totally clueless. I knew it was a tiger. I knew tiger ate somebody. And like people talking about how disturbing it is on Facebook. But that was all I knew. I didn't know. I honestly thought it was about Siegfried and Roy at first. I'm not even kidding. Maybe it is. I don't even know. But we were watching for like 5-10 minutes and Greg's like, what the hell are we watching? And I was like, I don't know. I have no interest in this show. I can't. I had to turn it off. I was very depressed and like, bleh. I didn't like it. So I know I didn't hang in there. I'm sure it's a good one. But I don't know. I couldn't get into it. We even haven't been watching our
Sorry, you want me to go on?
Yeah. Let's see.
I just saw Eileen. She was like, I miss sports. Though I just caught my eye.
Watching
I do too.
sports. Chris misses
Apparently,
that.
there's only 1 more month till they come back. That's what
Yeah.
an NBA player says.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I hope it does. That's something to watch.
I know not the one time, every year we go to a Knicks game, but we had Knicks tickets for April 5th. Those were Knicks. Get it? Knicks.
I get it, but it wasn't funny. That was a good game, too. It was just the Heat.
Ridiculous.
Great this year. Man.
Oh, look what Lee wrote. She said, I have to say, all my teachers, I remember you, Deb, was my favorite teacher in 5th grade.
Bishop Dunn.
I love that. I loved working there, and I loved that job.
I remember you brought me the Meatball Heroes. I was in like pre-K.
Oh, yeah. I was the lunch lady on Fridays when the kids went to school there, and every Friday I was there, and I'd have to go down to his little school classroom, and he would be so excited to see me. I'd bring the meatball subs.
That's the only thing I remember. I just know it was really
from Subway.
Good.
Yeah.
It was from Subway?
Yeah.
I know I keep asking. I always forget what you said.
It was totally
we gotta
from
get
Subway.
Totally. I just want to relive that memory.
Oh, my God. I keep yawning. What the heck? Oh, my God. Okay, sorry for yawning. Are middle children missing something? How do you coach a middle nephew? I want him to be great. His heart is huge. James Patrick, age 7. Middle kids are just screwed. No, just kidding. I don't know. I don't think that any one particular order of child gets a raw deal. Maybe the oldest, actually. They might get an raw deal because all the expectation goes on them. And then as you have more kids, the parents are like, oh, forget it. I'm so tired. I'm done. So by the time I came around, I was the 4th. My parents like never knew where I was. I was always missing because like they were like, somebody probably is with her. But I developed independence and a strong brain. So I don't know, middle children, it depends. It totally depends on their personality. If they're middle of all boys, like my son Ben, there's a little bit more than if he's the only boy in the middle of 2 girls. So I think there's so many things and factors that can play into that. What was that?
Mike was getting annoyed. He keeps popping up about him in the face.
Like your mask?
Yeah. Remember the hand sanitizer?
Oh my God.
It was fun, but everything was just so stupid.
We found hand sanitizer in the food store that we call it the food store at the grocery store. And I was like, oh my God, Chris, I found the hand sanitizer. I don't even feel like I need hand sanitizer. I'm still not a germaphobe during all this. I'm really not. I wash my hands when I come home. I'm cautious. I'm cautiously intelligent about everything. But, I'm not overly nuts. And I found little bottles of hand sanitizer. I thought, oh, great, let's just get some hand sanitizer for our pockets, And I opened a car after we went shopping, and I don't know what the heck was that. It was not gel. It was complete liquid. It smelled so bad that we got instantly sick that we don't want to use it now. Maybe we'll just give it to Greg.
And you know how hand sanitizer you squeeze and it comes. This was just liquid.
Liquid.
You pour it out.
It's poured everywhere. And down my arm, down the car. It was like, this is, oh my God. And then I'm sanitizing the whole car.
And then
and disgusting the smell.
And then horrible. Before we went into the wine store.
Wine store.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the wine store.
The wine store? Okay.
Yeah. The liquor store.
They had a huge bottle, it's really big. It was this big. And this one you squirt down, whatever. And my mom did it first. And I was looking the other way because I was looking at the balloon store, the one right in Newbury. So is that Newbury?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking the other way and she was like, oh my God. I was like, what? She was like, it squeezed out fast. So I thought it broke and it squeezed out the other way. So then I pressed it down and went all up my sleeves. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was liquid, but it smelled great. That one was more lemony smell. Yeah, we've been having some issues with
that. That whole day was just we missed the turn. We got there. We were late to the birthday thing.
We were part of a birthday parade. That was exciting. Yes, I told them that before. We were part of a birthday parade. Let me tell you, Saturday, we were invited to one of those birthday parade, drive-bys. I was so excited. I was like, I'm putting jeans on for this. I am getting clothing on. And we're having a night out. We're having a crazy Saturday night out. And I'm like, anyone want to come to a birthday parade? And Chris was like, I'll come. So here we are in the car, birthday parade. We missed the turn. I can't find it. I can't find the 2 streets that I'm supposed to be on. I've never been there before. So we missed it. We were late, but because we were late, we actually got to talk to her on the roadside, which is where we got drained, not from her, just actually having to have emotions with other people.
Did you tell them about the car?
I did not tell them that my car blew up. No. Right before we left to go to the birthday parade, which was like a fun Saturday night out. I couldn't wait for it. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm saying it like I'm joking, but I literally was like, yeah, I'm going out. We're going out tonight. We're going to
I was so happy. I told her like 3 hours before. I was like, Mom, can we please leave? I'm stressed from being inside. And she was like, oh yeah, we have a birthday thing at 5. You want to come? I was like, all right, I'm down. Those 2 hours went by quick. I took a shower, did whatever. And then she was pulling out the driveway and all I heard from the car. I was like, the hell? And I really thought the basketball was underneath.
Yeah, me too.
And then I was like, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to get yelled at if the basketball's underneath the car. So, and then she can't turn because where we live, it's like, we have our long driveway and then there's a little donut circle thing. Yeah. And then we had to turn the wheel to really like get out of our driveway. And she said that you couldn't really turn the wheels, like stuck. And it was like the noise sounded like someone was screaming. It was so loud, and I just felt like the neighbors were looking at it.
Oh, it was terrible.
So I was trying to hide or whatever. And then she was like, she started.
All of a sudden, I realized, like, oh, I know what's going on right now. Fucking basketball that I constantly say, just put back in the garage instead of leaving in the driveway so that I don't roll over it. I'm thinking to myself, the basketball is stuck in my wheel well, is what I'm thinking. And I was so pissed because it's like, parents, how many times you say the same thing and it's making a noise. And I'm like, see if the basketball's under there. But then he went to go look and I'm thinking, oh my God, what if the ball ricochets and out and hits him or explodes in his face? So then I was like, come back up. And he's like, it's not under there. Basically, it was a
pulley.
It was a oh my God, snake belt, serpentine belt. I didn't know that. I'm like, go get Greg. Because anything breaks in this house, I'm like, go get Greg. He's like, your belt broke. It's in pieces. It's shredded. Whatever. He fixed it on Sunday. So thankfully that's fixed and done. But a pulley was also broken, which is why Chris said pulley. And we like to tease Greg because he's constantly talking about, the technical terms. The flux capacitor. Technical terms that he uses for when he's fixing something. And we're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, get the, what was the other thing that I
don't know. Everything.
It was some tool.
I barely even know
the auger. Ben and I were talking about the auger. Ben's like, I just got to go get the auger. And then he's coming to me. He's like, Mom, what's an auger? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I know hammer. I know nail.
So then,
I know wrench.
The car story, we had to take Greg's car. And there's nothing wrong with the truck, honestly. Like, to us, there's something wrong with it. But to everybody out there who has a truck, there's no disrespect. It's
a pickup truck, you know what I mean? And I felt very pickup trucky.
Yeah, and...
Which is nothing wrong with a pickup truck, but me driving a pickup truck...
Yeah, you never see any of, like, me... Like, if I'm in it with Greg, I'm like, all right, I'm in it with Greg. But the fact that you were behind the wheel, I was like, I don't want to be seen right now. And then on the way home from the the birthday thing, the birthday
parade,
we got caught in a tornado and snowstorm.
Oh yeah,
it was insane.
I know. Man, we felt crazy. Like, what's happening to our day? We were just excited to go to a birthday parade, and now we were in a tornado, and it was hail, and we bought
we bought the pulley. Oh, tell me when you were in the store and you started laughing.
Oh my God.
We had a long day.
We did. I hope this isn't boring. This is true story. This is quarantine. This is what quarantine does to my brain. So we have to go now after the parade. I'm in the pickup truck, which is not the cleanest because, he's an HVAC guy and he's got all the shit in there and stuff. So it's like, pickup truck. I don't want to drive a pickup truck. I don't ever. Okay. I don't. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's manly, but it is not womanly and I don't want it. So I'm in the pickup truck because we got to get to the parade. On the way back, we're picking up the serpentine belt. That's why I know what it was because we had to pick it up. And we go into the Advanced Auto Parts and Greg said, all you have to say is my name and phone number. They put it aside for you. Okay. So when we went in, all this other stuff had happened and I was now delirious and I'm my mask keeps coming off my ear, and I'm trying to fix it. And then when I fix it finally, I start asking for the serpentine mask for Greg Cross. And you can't hear me. And then my mask is getting stuck. And then I fix it and it's like falling off again. And then I start giggling. And there are 4 workers at the auto parts store. And they're all staring at me
They
with
have no
no
personality,
expression
like
whatsoever.
nothing.
And then all of a sudden I look and they're all looking back at me with masks. And I get the giggles and I'm delirious. And I'm like, this world can't be happening right now. This cannot be happening. So I go, we all have masks on.
And their face was just like they were not. They wouldn't
were
raise
not
an
alive.
eyebrow. They wouldn't move. They wouldn't even breathe. It just looked like a robot just standing there. And she started dying laughing.
So
out of
that
nowhere.
made me
So I
laugh
was like,
even more because I'm laughing and I'm giddy, like, and I'm delirious, and I'm like, I don't know. I gotta pick up a part. I don't know. I'm in a store, pickup truck, hail, tornado, masks, no personality. Chris drained, right? I was just
I was
over
so
it, and I
annoyed over
start
everything.
laughing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't speak because of my mask. And then they're all just like, Bueller,
Yeah, they would not. They wouldn't move. Like they wouldn't.
And then I turned to Chris and I started laughing. I said, I can't even speak straight right now. I can't even, because what is happening? So yeah, that was our day. That's our quarantine day. That's delirium. And then we came home and we were delirious for the rest of the night. So has anyone else had the delirium where you're just completely, we used to call it punch drunk. Now we call it quarantine delirium. Anyone have that? Because we totally have that. Let me get back to your things. Miss Happy Hour. Eileen, miss Happy Hour. Miss going to dinner with friends and families. Miss hugging. Miss touching someone's hand. I miss my paycheck. Yep. And being able to go out and sit to have a meal. I don't have to cook or clean up. How much freaking cooking are we all doing, right? Thankfully, he is a cook. This is in his own DNA, because we all know he did not get this from his mother or his dad. Dad doesn't really cook. So didn't get that from his immediate parents. So we've been doing a lot of cleaning. Chris and I made fettuccine Alfredo tonight and last week too.
Thank
homemade.
You for saying that, because Jen doesn't think I can cook.
You can cook amazing. Chris will be like, some kids like ask their mom, "Ma, can you make me breakfast?" And I'm the mom going, "Ooh, Chris, can you make me breakfast? Can you make me eggs?" Because they come out really great. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
We need to go on another car ride tomorrow. Because after today was just like the longest day.
Today was a long day.
Over everything. I mean, that's every day.
I didn't even see you today. I was working with Jack on his paper.
Oh my God, I hate one.
Jack had one more college paper due, and he came over. He never asked for help with papers, ever. And it's due tomorrow, so he came over, and we worked on his paper. All right, let me just see. We started off a week. Enzo is having all his teachers on Zoom. Oh my God, he's going to start preschool in September. I think it would have been good for him. Oh my God, we just love Enzo. We talk about Enzo all the time.
Oh, he's the cutest.
Yep, they keep looking. They always look at his sneakers. Tell Heather. They're always looking at what do you guys call it?
So cute.
He's
so cute. The one time we saw him in the mall, remember that?
Always, yeah. He's always dressed so cute.
Me and you were, he was in a onesie. So cute.
He is adorable. Yeah, I want to eat him up every single time I see him. Okay, let's see. I'm reading through all these. Yes, they're going back to the hand sanitizer. That's why it's there. No one would buy it. It was disgusting. It was horrible. Note to all, Greg said, if the car makes noise, turn it off. Oh my God, minor detail.
It was the pulley. I knew it was the pulley.
It had to be the pulley. What else could it have been?
The basketball or the pulley?
Oh my gosh. Pulley. And the serpentine belt. Duh. It wasn't a basketball. Cindy misses the center. Angela, you got your tax money. When? I still have not, and I'm getting pissed. That's the only reason why I'm checking the mailbox. Still have not gotten that. Chris got it from Bobby Flay. Do you know Bobby Flay? He's a chef.
Didn't I meet him? Isn't he like, that actress?
It's a cook, a chef. Yeah. Did you meet Bobby Flay?
It was like.
With me?
It was like that. Oh my God, I can't think. We were at like a festival. And then you were doing one of those readings. Not a lot of people were there because it was a festival.
No,
Who was that? That was
oh, wait.
Willie Goldberg's chef, right?
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's
Whoopi,
chef.
but
Yeah,
not
no, that's
Willie.
not his name though.
Willie
Yes,
Goldberg.
yes, yes, yes. That's right. Willie Goldberg. Willie, I'm sure there's a Willie Goldberg out there.
Probably.
Yeah, no, that's not Bobby Flay.
He was
This is
nice.
another. Yeah, he was nice. I forgot
He's
about
nice.
that.
They know how to cook.
Sharon is totally punch drunk. You know, the delirious. Sup, chicken butt. Yeah, she keeps sending me chicken things. I'm delirious. Like all of a sudden, this was, on Saturday it was really bad. The delirium was terrible. I don't know where Greg was. Do you remember he went out? He went somewhere Saturday, and it was just you, me, and Ben. Maybe to get the pulley.
Yeah,
because we didn't get the pulley at the store. We just got the serpentine belt. And he went to go get that, and the three of us were just like we were all scared because we're like, we're not going to know how to act normal in public anymore. We're not going to know how to be appropriate.
I want to go back to school so bad, but I know like I have a friend named Sean. I know if he's going to talk to me, I'm like, stop talking. I don't want to talk to him. I'm just going to be like, I'm getting a headache from two people talking. And then my teachers' voices are so annoying. I'm not ready for that.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of, though, because our tolerance level for outsiders is down, and we need to build them back up, but we can't. And then when we do, we go for walks in Chadwick Park, and a man yells at me for not wearing my mask, and then I hate him, and then I realize I'm the idiot.
I hate sitting in one place, and I never had that problem till the start of quarantine. So I always have to move. And now it's just like when I go back, I'm going to have to sit for 45 to 50 minutes each class for 7 hours, however long we're in
That's
school.
a good point. I didn't think of that.
And I'm going to be like, I got to move. Like,
oh, boy.
Start swinging at my teacher.
Start swinging. Teachers, your son is so nice. And I'm getting such great feedback about Chris and his efforts and everything he's doing and the person he is. He's so great. And then go back to like, Chris is swinging at his classmates and us. Oh, my God.
I wouldn't even be mad after quarantine if I did that.
My God, we'll see. We'll see. We'll get through this, you guys. We have to just keep our humor up. We have to pay attention to our own asshole selves because we all are one at times, and it's okay once we recognize it. And I think I'm going to end here. I thought I was going to do a short night tonight because my back was bothering me when I first sat down, but it's been feeling fine since. So next Monday night, I'll see you guys 8:30. Tomorrow night, introduction to mediumship. It's for everybody with all sorts of those with abilities, people who don't have any abilities, people who are curious. And then Wednesday, virtual gallery. It's a limited number of tickets. We allow 40 in that group this week. So I have no idea where we are at as far as how many people are signed on for now. Meditation every Sunday. And I think that's it for now. Oh, my Teachable. Go check my Teachable and start subscribing. You guys are good. I think you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed to this, subscribe to the channel. And find me on Instagram. It's at IM, which stands for Intuitive Medium. But also it's a play on words like I am Deborah Hanlon. the letter M, Deborah Hanlon on Instagram. So friend me, find me, follow me, whatever the hell we call it. And obviously Facebook and all those cool, fun places. So we'll be in touch soon, everybody. Hang in there. Stay delirious. Stay fun. Stay lighthearted. Stay unafraid of each other. Stay connected. Stay loving and compassionate and everything in between. So have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, guys.